And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Pete Gray here along with Rock God Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. Captain Jim Hughes from the Cortez is here, his annual visit, and boy, has he brung gifts.
Yeah, no doubt about that, man. We're having a great time talking fishing, talking on the Cortez, and just a lot of great fun this morning. And if you want to join us, man, we want to hear from you. 213-432-1090. That's the phone number. Or you can send us a text via the Let's Talk Hookup app. We've talked about it this morning. When you do send your text in, make sure you include your contact info, because just like Pete alluded to, what a prize we are giving away at the end of the show today. And we want to make sure that if your text is the winner, that we're able to get back a hold of you with that name and a phone number. Speaking of that prize, one lucky caller or texter decided by a coin flip from Jim at the end of the show is going to get a trip on board the Cortez. It's a day-and-a-half trip for you and a guest are going day-and-a-half fishing on board the Cortez. In addition to you and a guest going fishing with Captain Jim, you're also going to get 2 tickets to go to the PCS show in Costa Mesa. That's March 7th through the 10th. What a cool prize pack that is for one lucky caller or texter at the end of the show today. Day-and-a-half fishing on the Cortez. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
I'm going to give you a little tip here. We already have like 100 texts.
Yeah.
But there is one line open on 213-432-1090. That's your best shot. You want to talk to Jim and win that trip and the tickets to PCS. So.
Yeah, every caller that makes it on the air is eligible.
Yep.
But for a texter the text message question needs to be read on the air.
Yes.
So you're one of 100 in the text, and you're one of how many callers have we had so far? Just a little handful. So yes, that's the move.
There you go. I'm just giving you a little inside tip there. A lot of guys know that, but
inside
that's
baseball.
the inside baseball. Bart Hall's on the line. Good morning, Bart.
Hey, Bart.
Pete, Rick, Jim, how's everything going there?
Hey, doing great. The last day of the Bart Hall Del Mar show. How's that?
Well, I'll tell you, yesterday, first thing I want to say is I stopped by the Seaforth booth there, and I told the guys, this is a gorgeous booth. It's all this beautiful kind of bronze color, and then gold letters that just say Seaforth Sport Fishing. It's gorgeous. But yesterday was, we always know we're going to have more families in Del Mar than we do in Long Beach. I've never seen anything like it, guys. It was unbelievable, the number of families. And the interesting thing was this year, the Department of Fish and Wildlife decided to give us trout that were very, very large. So large that we had to put new line on and new hooks because we kept breaking them off.
Wow. So rad.
I was in the exhibit hall about 1 o'clock. Was talking to people, looking at Seaforth, and I was over there. I was actually right by between Seaforth and H&M, and I started coming. I had to go back into the office for something, and I went through that. We put all the activities in the tent this year, in that middle tent. And the Great American Duck Races are in there. And I walked in, and I stopped. I mean, there must have been 200 people around this duck race, and then there was another 20 guys standing on tables behind them. And they had the race, and people go crazy. And these guys with beers in their hands go start high-fiving each other. I realized they were betting on the duck races.
That's hilarious. Get out of here.
Which you don't condone, of course, because that would be illegal.
Of course, I don't condone it. Right? In the Progressive Plaza, we never condone betting in there. But then
that's funny. That's funny.
So they had the air gun range was packed, and they're teaching kids to cast over there. And it was just wonderful. And, the boat part of this show has never been like anything like it before. There's nothing in Southern California that has the mix of boats that we have. It's just so rewarding. And all the boat dealers are, this is it, man. This is San Diego's boat show. But, we had 2 really great seminars yesterday. We had the Department of Fish and Wildlife, where we asked some questions. And I know that Franker City was there representing SAC and a bunch of other folks. And we they got to interact. It was very, very engaging and wonderful. I want to thank the Department of Fish and Wildlife for coming and being able to face these hard questions. And then after that, we had the symposium on women in fishing. We added a couple that we did from Long Beach. And Donna Kalins came up. Celia Taylor was there, and along with all the rest of our panel was Wendy and Lori and all that. And it was just fantastic. I mean, this is something, if you ever get a chance to do this, we're going to do this every year at our shows. Sit and listen to the symposium on women in fishing. It will really give you a different perspective. And they understand, maybe we don't as men, but they understand that the future of fishing is more women participating. So anyway, it was very, very satisfying. I had a great day. I walked outside. I had 2 sets of bleachers up on the Ultimate Air Dogs. Well, I thought it was overkill. I didn't really want to do it. They had to talk me into it. Every seat was taken. I mean, it was just a great day. And that's 2 Saturdays in a row now that I had really good fun. One at Long Beach and one here. So
yeah, it's fantastic. And you're doing it again today, all day today, starting at 10 a.m., right?
Yeah, 10 a.m. to 5 today. And the same thing. We'll get a lot of families. It usually on Sunday starts a little slower because people are going to church and that kind of thing. But, it's already been a really wonderful show. And we love it down here. It's so different than Long Beach. And I want to say one other thing away from all that, too. You had Mike Lum on earlier talking about Fresno Rollo. You don't take the success of Fresno Rollo for granted. Were it not for Mike and Tim and their insight and hard work, that wouldn't be as successful as it is. So.
No doubt about
Absolutely.
it. That is for sure. Yeah, those guys work their tails off and do such a great job. And I might add, too, today is the last day to go to the seminar booth next to Fast Lane Kayaks and have a chance to win that $3,200 Hobie Lynx kayak. All you have to do is attend the seminar, go talk to the guys at Fast Lane, and you're in for that Hobie Lynx kayak. Bart, always a pleasure. Great to hear you, and we'll look forward to a full day at the Del Mar Fairgrounds today.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure for you allowing me to. I appreciate you allowing me to talk about it, and come on out and see what we got going here. It's going to be fun.
Sounds great, Bart. All right, have a great day. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah,
Phones are packed. They want to talk to Jim. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, they do. How about this time we talk to Robert? He's calling us from Canyon Country this morning. What's up, Robert? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. Great show as usual. 2 questions. I'm struggling during the day trying to catch a bluefin, either a jig and have also tried the sinker rig. Any suggestions? I just can't seem to get bit. And the second question, a friend of mine just bought a 65-foot sport fisher, and we would like to get involved in the Wounded Warrior program. How do we go about that?
Are you talking about the War Heroes on Water, the tournament, that tournament that we talk about in August?
Yes. Yeah, anything
War
we can
Heroes
do to
on
help
Water.
the Wounded Warrior.
Yeah, so for that, you just go to just Google War Heroes on Water, and they have a website, and that's how, and they need boats. Yeah. Exactly what your friend's boat is. So you'll talk to Rod Halpern, and Rod will set you up. And War Heroes on Water. Just go to their website, and all the contact will be there. And Jim,
as far as that bluefish in the daytime, it's not you. It's not you.
It's that fish you're fishing for.
It's 100% that fish. I've had times where we sit on schools for 2-3 hours and not even a sniff. They sit right underneath the boat.
Sit under the boat. You think, they're going to bite, right?
Oh, yeah. They're going to bite at one time, or you're going to be there when they want to bite.
Yeah.
And other times you're driving around, you see a couple of fish, you stop on it, and all of a sudden they gang up on you and want to bite. Huh. Our last trip of the year, we ran away from them in the middle of the day.
No
They
kidding.
were biting.
Wow.
And then there's probably 75% of the time you stop in the daytime, you get nothing. That's usually when a lot of these guys get some rest fishing all night during the daytime.
So
sinker rigs, you're doing the right thing. Jigs, doing the right thing. Daytime fly lining, if you're on a school and you see the stuff biting, flashing around 50, 100 yards off the boat, long soaks.
Okay.
But
What are the things that you don't want to do? You know what I mean? Like, everybody talks about all kinds of things. I'm going to change my hook. I'm going to change my line. I'm going to change my this. What are, sometimes knowing what not to do just as important as anything else.
I see more people giving up during the daytime than not trying something different, but the fly line, your nose hooking, your collar hooking, your belly hooking, you're trying everything, maybe a sinker rig, a small sinker, and nose hook. Long soaks. A lot of guys don't let their bait soak long enough. Get it out there. You see that fish boiling and it's 50 yards off the hook.
Right.
You gotta let it go. You gotta get it out there. Oh, I got 50 yards out. No, you don't.
Or that real. If you did have a nose hook bait that was 100 yards back there, that real slow wind back to the boat gets bites sometimes.
Gets bites a lot of times. Yeah. Real slow wind.
So as a captain, you have a big school sitting under the boat for hours and hours and hours. Are you driving away from it?
Sometimes you have to. You're going to go through a lot of bait.
Yeah,
I'll bet.
You'll see it come up, and you'll see it boil, one boil here, one boil there, but it just is not getting with it. Enough's enough. You got to go find something that wants to get with it.
Bite. Yeah. All right. Good deal. Hey, good question. Thanks a lot.
It's got to be tough, though, right?
No. You have a great text?
I thought so. It'll be a fun one to hear from Jim. Says, my question's for Captain Jim. In all of your years of the sport fishing scene, can you recall one of their single greatest big fish feats and one of your most fun nature feats that you've seen from all years behind the wheel?
Wow.
I think it was October 31st. 86.
Okay.
30 miles outside Mission Bay jetties, all 130 to 150 pound big eye.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I think we got 19 of them for 6 guys.
Oh my gosh.
And we were pinned to the rail most of the day.
The whole day.
The Queen came in when Eddie was running it. He got on one side of us. Ray Sobiak, when he had the other producer, got alongside of this, and they started hooking some too. Jeez. But as far as big fish, people were running away. We were hooking in hand, and they would be running into the galley trying to stay away from
it. Like, I don't want it.
No,
I got one for you. Like, well, you keep it, man. I don't want that thing.
Yes.
I mean, were they geared up for that?
We didn't have gold reels back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we had one gold reel. Johnny Motti had one gold reel, and I borrowed it. And I think I blew the bearing out of the side of it.
Did I?
But it was all red reels, and we were hooking them on 500s.
500s?
Yeah. It was all big fish, and guys would stay. One thing I learned about big eye.
mono.
Yeah. What you learned about big eye was if you wound them up and they made it after the first run, you can wind and you got to bear down on them. You can get them. They make that second run, they live there.
Oh.
You're fighting. You're on there for an hour. Yeah. It's probably all around all big fish as far as everybody getting a beating. That was it.
Just right outside of Mission Bay.
Yeah.
And what about the best thing you've seen on the water, nature-wise?
Nature-wise, I think frigate birds picking up the water snakes. Picking up the water snakes, picking them up and dropping them and playing with them.
Really?
No way.
Down in the tropics?
Yes.
No kidding.
That's rad.
And watching them just, what are these birds doing? See them go up, and they dive. You see 2 or 3 of them dive more. They're just picking up these snakes and going up 200, 300, 400 feet and dropping them.
Just playing with them.
Yeah, just playing with them.
One of the most poisonous creatures on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing with them.
10 times as deadly as a king cobra.
Yeah.
The only thing they can bite you, they got to bite you between your fingers, so that web is
really
skin.
small.
They got a very, very small mouth.
Yeah.
Really?
But you would think they could turn around and bite them in the leg or something like that.
When I was working on the seiners, we'd have these things drop through the net all the time. You see guys just throw them over.
The snakes.
Throw them over.
Come on.
No.
Really?
And Bill Flerks, who is a National Marine Fisheries, one of the first porpoise observers, he's on the boat. And he goes, hey, throw one of those things down there. So I threw one off the net pile. He put it in a bucket. He looks it up. He comes to me about 8 o'clock at night. He goes, Jimmy, look at this. This Australian gold swim, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He says, it's 10 times as deadly as a king cobra.
And he's holding the thing.
Yeah, no, he wasn't holding it. He said, gotta tell them guys to watch it. So I told Greg, who could speak fluent Portuguese, told all the guys, because most of the guys are all Portuguese on the boat. The first one that came through the net pile, these guys scattered. They've been throwing these things off forever.
The day before, no big deal.
Yeah. I mean, they scattered like it was pretty hilarious.
That's funny.
That's classic.
That's cool. Hey, well, with that, we got another special guest on the show. We got Ken from the San Diego Anglers on the line this morning. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're
morning,
doing
kid.
great. Had fun. You were filling us in last week that there was some changes to the Bay Bass tournament, that it's coming back. What's the update?
Yeah. Well, we got the it's all catch and release now. So we've had a lot of great feedback on changing over to that. So that's been recepted really well. So we're also happy to announce that on tomorrow morning, we'll be open the sign-ups for the OBB for both kayaks and boats. So you can go to ianglertournament.com, and you can sign up there, or you can come on out to the boat show today. Find us at the San Diego Anglers tent or booth there, and we'll have some sign-up papers there and instructions on how to do that.
Perfect.
Also.
Yeah, so you guys have a booth right there at the Bart Hall show today, last day at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. So go by the San Diego Anglers booth, get all the information, and get in that open bay bass tournament. What day is it?
That's going to be April 6th, the day before Day at the Docks. Easiest way to remember it.
Fantastic. Well, great to hear from you. Good luck. We'll see you out at the Del Mar Fairgrounds today.
Thanks, Ken.
All right. Thanks you.
Ken. Appreciate that very much. I have a great text here from Huey in Torrance. He says, how does our future bluefin staying in our window? I noticed more yellowfin last year. Is that a sign?
Absolutely not. To be honest with you, last year was the worst year of fishing in 30 years.
No kidding.
Yellowtail was the lowest it ever caught.
Oh.
Dorado, lowest.
Yeah.
Yellowfin tuna, lowest.
Yeah.
They were at
Tough
the
to get a
bottom.
bite.
They were at the bottom of the list for 30 years of fishing, as far as the amount caught.
Wow.
By all the counts that were
All
turned
the
in.
smart boats.
Skipjack way at the bottom.
Yeah.
Bluefin, new record.
New record.
Yeah.
For
amount.
bluefin.
Yeah. Granted, smaller fish. But
you got to say that with a grain of salt, because they were
the
smaller.
concentration.
They were smaller in comparison to
5 years ago.
Extreme. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm not saying they were 10-pound fish.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
But there was a lot of fish that were smaller caught last year.
Right.
When this first bluefin 2-fish limit came in, it was we have to have a fish under 10 pounds. Then it had to be a fish under 8 pounds to prove they were breeding over here.
Okay.
Then it was a fish under 7. Then it's 6. Now it's under 4.
Right.
Because we can't find a fish that's proven they've bred over here, and the fish that we've turned in saying, oh, it's got the same DNA as the ones over in the Sea of Japan. Well, if the ones are born over there, swim over here, do they not have the same DNA?
Right.
Okay, now these ones breed over here.
Exactly.
They're going to have the same DNA. I'm not the best on DNA, but DNA is DNA. So we can't prove they're breeding over here, but the amount of fish the guys are seeing still is volume. They're just not the pin boats. They're not seeing the concentration of the big fish. They see a lot of that smaller fish under 60 kilos.
We'll take 100-pounders.
Oh yeah, all day long.
Yeah,
all day long.
So it's not that. So your forecast for bluefin
The
tuna
bluefin's still going to be here.
We're still going to catch bluefin.
We're still going to catch bluefin.
The jury's out on yellowfin, Dorado, yellowtail.
Yes.
Where'd the yellowtail go?
That's a mystery.
Yeah.
That is a mystery. We didn't catch a lot of the, years before, the guys were catching small ones on the kelps and stuff. There was a week of that fishing this year, and that was about it.
Yeah.
That bigger grade yellowtail, a little bit at the banks, and a little bit at the island. But down below,
not a lot.
It wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of concentration, though, on that kind of fish. In the 60-mile range of the point, where the 3/4 day boats were like that, there was probably more caught in that area of that yellowfin and yellowtail than there was outside that, where the 1.5 and 2.5, 3-day boats, 4-day boats were. So a lot of it's effort. Where's the concentration of effort at?
Yeah.
But with all the fish that were caught, the totals, this was, if you would have looked at it, you would have said, wow, this is a horrible year. On the other side of it is, that bluefin kept us going, and it was good. And there was still enough variety. The yellowfin that we caught this year were beautiful fish.
Yeah.
There were good ones, big ones.
Yeah.
There's fish 60, 70 pounds, but just wasn't a lot of it.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Hey, let's find out what's biting.
You got it, man. It's time for that catch report with the man, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. He's got our fishdope.com report today, and it's sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you can get the premier processing experience. Check out their brand new and easier than ever online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. Now with the addition of new team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity and the finest customer service. Stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com and make your reservations today. We got him standing by, Captain Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning, Rambo, Rick, Pete. Thanks for having me on the show. Sorry I missed you guys last week. I was up at Adolfo's Lopez Mateos doing my trip with Mark Rayer. It was phenomenal up there, but it was very cold. Oh, my gosh. I've never seen it so cold.
Of Mag Bay. It gets a little chilly.
Holy moly. It was freezing, Rick. I had long underwear on all day, every day. I was freezing. It was in the low 60s, dude. It was freezing.
Man.
Yeah, I can't believe you survived.
I got to get back. I had to get back down here to Cabo. It's beautiful today. It's like 80 already. But so I'm outside here sitting by the pool with Kelly Go, and we're listening to Rambo. It's always fun to listen to you. You are a wealth of information. But gang, the fishing is, I know it's hard to imagine, but it's really, really good. There is a sea bass. I know Mark Wish talked about a little bit of, they're trying to, I don't know why, but up at the Channel Islands, they're trying to keep it on the down low. I don't know why. I guess they got enough money or whatever. I don't really know, but there's sea bass biting at the Channel Islands already. There's sea bass biting at Catalina already. There's sea bass biting at Clemente already. There's really good calico bass and sand bass fishing on the coast right now. The half-day boat yesterday down there in San Diego had limits of sand bass. It's February. Are you kidding me? The fishing is insane, gang, and the lobster fishing is historically the best we've ever seen it. Up in Long Beach Harbor, night after night after night, our guys are just wailing on them. It's just phenomenal. Big lobsters in the harbor. We've never seen it this good. And then we just in between the weather, gang, you got to look. The halibut fishing, here we are. We're all set up again. It's looking like just like last year, very, very good halibut fishing. There's boats that are targeting halibut that are just doing very, very well. There is no reason to not go fishing. You just got to get out there, and like Aliar is going to get going. Get ready, gang. Once he gets out there and starts looking around, it's bluefin time again. So you didn't get your rods and reels fixed up for the season. It's already starting. There's no, right, Rick? It's full speed at the tackle store.
I love Aliar's comment, Dave, when I was saying, hey, are you going to go chase yellowtail and go rock fishing? No. We're going bluefin fishing.
We don't do that. We go bluefin fishing.
The people that are going on his boat don't want to catch a rockfish.
No.
They'd rather not catch anything.
Yeah. Well, Dave, of course, like you say, it's almost spring, and it's time to go fishing. At fishdope.com has all the information for you. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com, or $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now, lowercase, no space. Hookup Now is your $30 code. And if how do we find Captain Dave?
Almost impossible to not see. If you're on social media at all, you got to see me. I put out a phenomenal amount of content every day. And, gang, if you're not a member of Fish Dope, you're just cheating on yourself. I talk to Danny 3 or 4 times a week. He has got his finger on the pulse. You got to know what's going on. And like you were just saying, Pete, it's springtime. It's time to get offshore and start looking around. You're going to want some information, and Fish Dope's the place to get it.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. We'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Take care, Dave.
All right.
Hey, if you like to fish for big tuna and you're not using Gamakatsu hooks, you are missing bites. That Nautilus circle hook comes in sizes as small as a number 4 and up to a 6.0. And for big fish, the Nautilus HD, a perfect hook, tough enough but not too oversized wire. They both come in a ring or non-ring. You can see your local dealer or check out Gamakatsu.com. Be a great day to head on up to the Bart Hall show today and score a deal on some Gamakatsu.
Gamakatsu hooks. Yeah, at the Turner's booth. They have them. They're loaded up at the Turner's booth there at the Bart Hall show. You're sporting a fantastic Gamakatsu sweatshirt there, Captain Jim.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I have one of my clients brings out the guys in charge of the eastern sector of the freshwater thing,
Nice.
And he took care of us all at Gamakatsu. Hooks, treble hooks, the big hooks, little hooks.
Nice.
Got you all loaded up.
Fix the crew up with some gear.
They are good hooks, man.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
I can't argue with them. They're good hooks.
They catch fish, for sure. Well, phones are packed. Let's jump into it.
Every single line full. If you want to get your chance as soon as somebody drops off, it's 213-432-1090. Let's jump back in and talk to Ryan. He's called us from Irvine this morning. Good morning, Ryan. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. Captain Jim, when you're getting the chance to throw the 9-footer, what's your favorite rod and reel combo for that?
Yeah.
Wow. I have to go back, though.
Yeah, I was going to say. Favorite surface iron outfit for Rambo?
I usually throw a 550. I still got 3 of them.
No.
No, that's a CalStar blank.
The blank.
And
Okay.
it's a thick wall.
Thick wall, doesn't bend.
Heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you can heave on them.
Yeah.
And it's all fiberglass, no graphite.
Use a pin 500 with a metal spool.
Oh!
I could cast it a long ways.
Wow.
And then you can't go wrong with a 6X, 7X, either one. And as far as surfing the line, you go, lightweight.
But it's a little heavier. You can throw a little.
Yeah, you can throw it farther.
Yeah.
So, and you got to wind fast. And that's back then. I think a high-speed reel back then with 500 was a 4-to-1.
Mm-hmm. 4-to-1.
And now you got 6-to-1 and stuff like that. But the only problem is with a higher gear ratio, you hook a fish, you take a shellacking.
Yeah.
If it ain't a 2-speed.
Especially the long rod.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. There you go. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. You have a good text?
Yeah, I thought so for sure. You're going to have to go back on this one a little bit again, Jim. This one is a good one. It says, good morning, guys. I'm having so much fun hearing Captain Jim. Never had an opportunity to fish on the Cortez, but his stories are amazing. Jim, can you tell the story on how you cut your teeth? You mentioned being on seiners and other boats. How did you come to own and run the Cortez today?
I started washing dishes down here at the Reuben E. Lee and the Reubens when they first built it on Harbor Island.
Wow.
But I would ride every day to Seaforth to ask for a job. And
how old were you?
I was riding my bike, so I think it was 11 or 12.
My God.
12 maybe.
Wow.
Anyways, I'd ride there every day. No, you're too young, get out of here, da-da-da-da. But I'd go every day. Then I'd go mow lawns for $1, and getting a ticket on a half-day boat back then was $3.
Wow.
So, and finally they just gave me a job. So I think it just tired of me asking.
Persistence paid off.
Yeah. So I was worked on the weekends, and in the summertime worked all the time. And then
that was the Seaforth?
That's Seaforth. I've been at Seaforth since '68.
And what boat was running the half-day trip back then?
Back then we didn't have any 3/4-day boats. It was the San Diego and the Seaforth, and we just built the Seaforth, which is a Western Pride now. And then we had the Seaforth 2 and the new Seaforth, the 65-footer, the ones that are like the Seahorse and stuff like that. But the 2 half-day boats were the San Diego and the new San Diego and the Seaforth, and then that's all we ran was the half-day. And then we started doing twilight, and then we had 3/4 day later on. I was already out of high school.
Who was in charge back then in '68?
Mac McCollin, Bob Pellman, Bill Poole was one of the owners of the landing, but Bob Pellman did all the hiring and firing.
Okay. Wow.
And Mac McCollin, he was one of the original owners of Seaforth.
Oh, wow. Was Captain Bob Williams there back then?
Bob Williams was there.
Yeah. Running the San Diego.
Running the San Diego.
Them damn sea lions.
He was young. Yep. And Dick Stewart and Rich Greco running the Seaforth. Which is brand new. That was built. It's almost like a sister ship to the San Diego.
Okay.
It's 2 feet longer.
Wow.
It was fast. We actually ran half-day albacore trips on that boat.
Half-day albacore trips.
We fish morning half-day and then go half-day albacore in the afternoon.
That's cool.
That's rad.
Wow. Hey, Sean, who's a student at San Diego State University, says, good morning. I'm a marine science major at SDSU and wanted to ask Captain what specific ocean characteristics he looks for when hunting fish. Now, that's a good observation there.
Temperature breaks and current breaks.
Okay.
And usually current breaks will be a temperature break. Watercolor, depending on what you're looking for. But watercolor, temperature breaks, and then I'll use contours when fishing offshore, fishing canyons and so forth like that.
Bottom contours.
Bottom contours, okay. Yeah.
So which might cause a current or a break?
A current break or an upwelling.
So give us an example of a bottom contour, like a bank or a...
Yeah, a bank, a canyon.
Okay.
It comes up to a bank. I mean, you look at Cortez Bank in the surf.
Right.
The surf comes like that. All of a sudden, it comes out at such deep water.
Right.
It forms a big wave. You go to Isoletti down here, it's warm until you get 2 miles off the beach. And then it'll drop 10 degrees.
Yeah.
Just because that water's upwelling.
Yeah.
Right there. And it'll stay blue all the way in there. Say, okay, we're going to go in there. We got all fixed up on fish, offshore fish. We're going to go in there and fish yellowtail or something. You get to where you can see the rock. All of a sudden, the water just drops 10 degrees.
10 degrees?
Oh, yeah. Easy sometimes.
Wow.
Just like, what happened?
So what water charts are you current charts are you looking at?
I use 3 different ones.
Yeah.
And I also use, we'll use windy. Mm-hmm. I'll use the Saildrome.
Uh-huh.
And I'll use this new one that's I can't even pronounce it, Navahansky or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But that one's really been accurate as far as weather and water temperatures.
Okay.
Really, really close. It said the water was going to be 83 at Clipperton. It was 83.
Wow.
So there's a lot of them just combined.
1,400 miles away.
Yeah. I mean, and I read it from here.
That's crazy.
So, here's what we're up for.
You look at it on your phone, and you know what's going to be 7 days later.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Sean, good luck with your studies over there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tell us where the fish are.
Yeah.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. If you want to get through, it's 213-432-1090, or keep those texts rolling. We got more Let's Talk Hookup with Jim Hughes from the Cortez on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Hello, anglers. This is Tim with Friends of Rollo, and we are kicking off the new year with another great promotion. Bill Batson and his team have once again donated 6 amazing custom rods that you could be fishing with this season. These rods are all one of a kind and built with rain shadow rod blanks and Alps rod components. Captain Rollo's will be giving away these beautiful works of art in the Batson booth at the PCS show on March 10th. Entering the drawing is easy. When you buy 5 $10 Rollo Grand Raffle tickets, you will get 1 entry into the Batson Custom Rod Drawing. To purchase tickets, please email win@rollokids.org or call Tim at 951-264-7382. Our thanks go out to Batson Enterprises for once again making this promotion possible. Thank you to everyone for your support of the Rollo program, and good luck.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Get ready for the most exciting sports show of the year, the giant 14th Annual Pacific Coast Sport Fishing, Tackle, Boat, and Travel Show, March 7th to the 10th at the OC Fair and Event Center in Costa Mesa. Check out hundreds of sport fishing exhibitors, manufacturers, tackle dealers, fishing boats, and fishing resorts taking up all 7 halls at the fairgrounds. 217,000 square feet, plus fantastic seminars and a free kids trout pond. Backed by popular demand, the PCS show also has freshwater to cover bass and trout. Learn from some of the top names in the sport fishing industry, from catching giant bluefin, swordfish, calico bass, and more. Take advantage of incredible show specials from major tackle retailers and boat dealers. Talk to the top fishing travel destinations. 4 full days, Thursday, March 7th to Sunday, March 10th. The 14th Annual Pacific Coast Sport Fishing, Tackle, Boat, and Travel Show at the OC Fair and Event Center in Costa Mesa. Don't miss it.
The PCS show is coming, and we will have an awesome display at the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check us out in the wildly popular saltwater building at the PCS show at the OC Fairgrounds in Costa Mesa, where we will feature the Shimano lineup of rods, reels, and lures, like Talica reels, Terramar rods, and the Hot Current Sniper lures. And as always, our expert staff will help you select that perfect Shimano setup for the fish you want to pursue. For saltwater tackle at the PCS show, your best shop is the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Captain Jim Hughes of the Cortez. Again, if you want to get through, it's been a very busy show. Always is with Captain Jim. 213-432-1090. That's how you reach us on Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, for sure. Phones have been packed. Let's jump into it, Rick.
John from Dallas, Texas is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. John, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, guys. Questions again. I'd like to use yellowtail with bait. What's your best setup?
Yellowtail with bait. I guess I take it off speaker there, John. We can hear you better. But yellowtail with bait. What's your favorite setup?
Well, sardine. Yeah. If it's on a kelp or something like that, I'm a belly hooking. And if it's if we're at the bank and we're just fishing, the bank on the anchor and stuff like that, I'm probably going to shoulder hook it. All
right.
And then there's sometimes in early spring, it's yo-yo fish. It's down on the bottom.
Yeah.
You're not going to get too much surface action.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I got to read this text because the timing's too perfect with us talking about yellowtail. And this is from Sammy in Chula Vista. It says, Captain Jim, I want to change it up a little bit. What's the best recipe to cook yellowtail on the grill?
I am all about Italian boats.
Okay.
I make an aluminum boat. I fill it with Italian dressing and lay my fish right in it. A couple lemons on top, and have at it.
Do you seal it on the top?
I do not seal it.
You open boat.
So aluminum foil boat.
Aluminum foil boat. Put Italian dressing
on the bottom.
Yep. Put the
fillet goes on top of that.
On top. Couple lemons on top.
No Italian dressing on top of the fish?
Nope.
Okay.
Leave it alone because it'll steam.
Got it.
With an Italian dressing.
On a low barbecue?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to have it on high heat.
Yeah.
No,
for maybe 10 minutes or something like that?
Maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, just on low.
All right, just on
it's all about it. Comes out, it's white, it's flaky, and it tastes good.
Yellowtail is delicious. One of my favorite fish.
No doubt.
When it's fresh, it is.
Because it tastes like something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's got flavor. It tastes good.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody said they don't like wahoo because they said it's too meaty.
Too meaty?
Too meaty. And I go, what? I said, I've never heard anybody that does not like wahoo.
Well, here's the thing.
I'll take his.
Yeah. If you overcook wahoo,
by a second, by 1 second,
yes. It sucks.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
So you got to make sure you do not overcook wahoo.
No doubt about it.
Yeah,
that's what I say. Man,
that's probably the most tender fish of cooking, in my opinion, of all the fish that there are there.
Yeah, you
it
have
cooks
to
quick.
do it right.
Yes, and I mean, if it could be wrong in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think it was you, Pete, that said that. Like, if you're wondering if it's time to turn your fish, it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's too late.
Or take it off.
The second you have the inkling, like, I wonder if it's been on long enough, it has.
Yeah, it has, for sure. Yeah, hey, 213-432-1090 open right now. You've been trying to get through. It's been a busy morning. There's your shot to get in and get those tickets to PCS and that day and a half for 2 on the Cortez. Good morning, guys. What would you bring fishing for going down south on a trip right now? Barry in Temple City asked that. And maybe that trip going with Aliar on the Polaris Supreme. What would you take?
You're going on a 3-day trip. I'm going to take a 25-pound setup. I'm going to take a 40-pound setup, and I'm going to take a 60-pound setup for this time of the year. You're going to use 2-0 hooks, 3-0 hooks. I'm going to take a lot of knife jigs. Because LAR don't stop fishing. You 3 days, you're gonna be fishing for 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're not gonna be fishing for 2. You're gonna be fishing for 3. Probably anywhere from 4-ounce to 6-ounce torpedo sinkers, rubber bands. You want to have a good supply of fluorocarbon, and that fluorocarbon go all the way up to 100 pound, I guess.
Okay. Fish that at night?
Yes. Some balloons.
Balloons?
Hey,
wait a minute here.
That's a
What's that?
Some
so what do you
balloons.
do with that?
You can blow them up like that, and then when the current and the wind's right, you can sit there balloon and get your bait out farther, especially if that fish stays away from the boat.
So this is just straight fly line?
You're not talking a helium balloon.
Not a helium balloon, just a regular
blow
balloon.
it up.
Just a bobber.
Just a bobber. That's
And
all
how
it is.
far away from the hook?
Anywhere from 4 to 6 feet, 8 feet.
And how
some
you
guys
hooking
go
the bait?
farther. I'm going to probably nose hook it or shoulder hook it.
Nose or shoulder.
Yeah.
So the balloon acts as a sail.
That's it.
Wind pushes the balloon.
Wind's pushing it down swell while everybody else is up swell. And one thing a lot of people will notice is bluefin always lay down swell. They always lay down swell. You'll see it on the sonar. You see it on the meter. It's always down swell. Then it comes up, goes up swell, bites a few baits, and comes right back. So
okay. Good tips. Well, let's jump back on the phones, Rick.
You got it, man. How about this time we talk to Dennis? He's calling us from Claremont this morning. Hi, Dennis. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Well, hello, guys. I have a question for Captain Jim, but first I wanted to say something about the boat show yesterday. I was great getting back and seeing a bunch of guys. Yeah, it's smaller. But you know what? We spent more time there because we went and watched all the shows, shot the pistols. We did things we never did before. So if you guys go, take time to do something that you haven't done before. But, Captain Jim, I have a question. We're in an El Nino now, and they said we're going into an El Nino. What becomes a better fishing situation when it's an El Nino to El Nina, or an El Nino to an El Nino, or two together? You know what I mean? Have you seen any type of cycling like that to where you can kind of give a prediction to what's better?
when it's a full El Nino, we're going to have the warm water species up here. We're going to have a lot of rain, like we've had so far. I think we're only an inch below normal right now. But we're going into a full El Nino, then that following summer is usually going to be warm water. The water is going to increase all the way up to well into the 70s. When we're going to El Nino, it's going into the cooler part. Our rain's going to be later, like in the fall, and we're going to go into cooler water. We're going to have a better bait supply because the bait seems to survive better in that cooler water. On the other side of it is, as far as predicting what's going to happen, we all thought we were going to have good summer fishing this last year with that yellowfin because they were predicting a super El Nino. Well, that did not occur. We still might have an El Nino. We're still getting plenty of rain. The sign is there. It was 2 degrees above Celsius above normal at the equator. And that's what I always look at in January and February. When it's above normal, the sea rises anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. That pushes everything to the north. So you start seeing that El Nino, quote, on pushing up. It just never got here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was enough downwater current, the Humboldt current, keeping it pushed below us or something.
So now with La Nina
coming
forecast.
Out, right. This is a normal.
Yeah.
This will be back to normal.
Yeah.
We'll just have our rain. I think we'll have it in the fall more.
Well,
our snow bases will be higher.
Okay.
The thing that's so interesting to me is, like, we're in this bluefin cycle and have been now for, getting close to 10 years.
Yes.
It just seems, and Jim, I'm not the guy to talk on this, you certainly are, but like, it seems so not affected by water temperature. We seem to catch it great in the 60s, maybe even lesser than that, and catch it great in the 70s. It just, huge spans. It just doesn't really seem to matter. As long as there's feed there, they seem to be happy.
I don't see that water temperature changing down below us. Mm-hmm. Down below, we're getting the surface temps. What is it at, that first temp cycle right there, 10, 20 fathoms, could be still the same.
Sure.
And that fish wants to remain down there. The best biting fish is that 40 fathom, 30 fathom, 40 fathom, 50 fathom fish at nighttime. The daytime, it's up as our guys that come and do that bluefin challenge. Right. These guys are all from the East Coast. When that fish is up on the surface, it's regurgitating. It's digesting. Mm-hmm. It's eating all night, and it comes up to the surface, and we see it breezing, and it's not biting. It's just because it's digesting.
Like a swordfish.
Like a swordfish, just like that. It's a deep water species. It's still, we can look at it any other way you want, but bluefin is a deep water species. It's a cold water species.
So when do they bite best at night?
As far as depth-wise, it seems like that 40 fathom range.
Okay.
10 fathoms either side of that. That's where you want to be. And we tell the guys, think you're at 40 fathoms, get under 50. You got to get through them. That's when it bites the best at nighttime. We've seen it come up a little bit higher, but when you run over a school at 40 fathoms, you're 9 times out of 10 you're going to get a bite.
What about daytime? What are they?
Daytime, it seems like it's down, up, and then all of a sudden you'll see a breezer. It's up on the surface. The breezers don't want to bite. If you see it chasing the little bait, don't seem like it wants to bite, then that fish down at 20 fathoms. In the daytime, get on a school at 20 fathoms, you'll see that big fish come up through that smaller fish and want to get with it.
That's kind of the depth.
That's what I've experienced.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. No, hey, I'd say I'd listen to that because your experience is good. Do you have a good text?
Once again, bounce off that same thing. Says, good morning, guys. As a surfer and fisherman here in San Diego, I've always been impressed with the way that people in those industries learn their trade and are really self-made men and women. The captains in our fleet are the best. The local shapers same with the local shapers, have reached the pinnacle in their field and earned the respect in their community based on hard work and perseverance. Jim, having listened to you on this show for many years, I've always thought that you embody that. Thanks so much for sharing all your knowledge and experience with us. I love this show. From Tom in University City.
Cool.
Thank you very much, cool. Tom. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Doug in San Diego writes, I've fished with Jim before on the Cortez. To describe Jim in one word, relentless. From the first second on the boat, he's fishing. To the very end of your trip, you can rest assured he's doing the very best to put you on the fish.
That's what it's all about.
Nice stuff.
And that's probably why your boat is chartered from the whole season. That's why you run all charters, because
it's people. I don't know. I like to think that it's word of mouth more. We've got a very, very good crew. Tyler's done a great job. He run the boat more this year than I've let anybody run the boat. We had Noe, we had Jeff, we had Terrence. We had a lot of good guys, Hunter. So we're very, very happy with the way everything went, and we had a lot of repeat. Our business is repeat business.
Yeah.
They
come back.
They have booked already before they get off the boat for the next year. They want to know. Usually I don't have a calendar ready for them.
Yeah. It's like, come on, Jim, I want to get on.
They want to make sure that they got their charter reserved for the next year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, like this guy, Dan in Lake Havasu. Good morning. I had the pleasure to fish on a private charter with Jim on the Cortez and wondered about his Rambo nickname, but found Jim to be the nicest guy to fish with, which is true.
See, I am.
But you're still pretty relentless.
Well, you got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said earlier, competition breeds good business.
Right.
And you run a business good, you got to try hard. It's not about you, it's about the people you carry. You can't worry about your next group, you can't worry about the trip you had before. You have to worry about the group you have on the boat at that point in time.
Absolutely. You have a good one there, Rick?
I thought so. It says, good morning, what an awesome prize, Jim. Thanks so much. That was so generous. My question is, do you recommend or have any thoughts on the speed jigging style, shorter rods, lighter rods, high torque reels that are becoming? Is it a passing fad or something I should invest in for the upcoming season?
It's worth the investment. Absolutely. 100%. Brian charters my boat.
Yep.
Brian Wynn, who's been on here before.
Yeah. He's got 5 or 6 trips every year. He comes out on a couple other charters. He sticks with that relentless. He's got my guys doing it at nighttime. It works. It works. There's no doubt about it. Brian's caught a lot of nice fish. His brother's caught a lot of nice fish. The guys that come out with him caught a lot of nice fish using it. It works.
It's worth the investment.
Absolutely.
It's another tool in the bag.
Absolutely.
Just like always, that doesn't mean it's going to be the one thing anytime, every time, ever. Nothing is that thing.
Well, one thing about those reels are high digit, as you know. But you're not getting tired holding it, winding. You can wind with them, and you're not getting as tired. I've seen guys, trying to use a 30 or a 50 wide, and they're good for 4 or 5 drops, and you got to take a break.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. With these shorter rods and this jigging stuff, you can stick with it for a while.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's
That's
persistence.
what it is. It's like you got to stay on it.
Yeah.
You've certainly seen both sides of it. How is it when you are attached to a big one? I mean, does that gear kill the fish just fine? Is it a lot harder on the person?
I thought this was good. Okay, now we get to the point. When this guy hooks a fish, what's it going to be like?
Yeah, that's the brass
I was
tacks.
surprised. They wind them things digs right in.
Okay. And Brian was talking about he points the rod right at the fish.
Right at
the fish.
And they wind those things up.
Because those reels are super powerful.
They come up like a rock cod.
Yeah.
I mean, they just they go straight up.
Like that reel that Shimano makes.
The jigger.
The jigger.
Yeah.
That thing, that's like, watch out. That thing's got some torque.
Yeah. I thought it would be more about the rod lift.
Sure.
But you don't have to lift with the rod. You point it right at it and you wind.
And you wind.
Yep.
It's all about the torque on the reel.
They put the front foregrip on the rail and just wind.
But you can't do that on a Jigmaster.
No.
Yeah.
No, I was really surprised.
It's not a fad.
It's not a fad.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And Brian, I got hats off to Brian Wynn. He's really leading the charge on that.
No
too.
doubt,
He's doing a great job doing seminars, and we got to have him back on the show.
He did a seminar on my boat in between trips. We met. We got in there and they took the boat out with 20, 30 guys and. They filmed it and everything else like that.
Yeah. I know he's going to be at PCS too doing seminars. He's going to be in the West Coast Jiggers booth. So, yeah.
There you go.
It's on.
Yep.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's going fishing on board the Cortez. A day-and-a-half trip for you and a bud. I can't believe it. What a rad prize. And 2 tickets to PCS show. Hey, when we come back, it's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hard-working crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hey, San Diego, Cellathon means big savings, great selection, and only 5 days to save. Visit your San Diego County Ford dealers now through President's Day and get great offers on the most popular Ford trucks and SUVs. It's the Ford President's Day Cellathon, and that means now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end February 19th. Only at your San Diego County Ford dealers. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Hey anglers, AFCO Pro Captain Ben Florentino of Coastal Charters here. As a full-time guide, I'm on the water all year long. It's my livelihood. Having the right clothing is of the utmost importance to staying warm, dry, cool, and comfortable to endure whatever the Pacific wants to throw at me. Thankfully, I'm equipped with AFCO clothing to keep me dialed season after season. Do yourself a favor and check out AFCO's award-winning gear at a dealer near you, or learn more at AFCO.com.
Hi, I'm Pat McDonald. Join me at California's premier outdoor recreation shows. The Bart Hall shows January 25th through the 28th at Long Beach Convention Center and February 15th through the 18th at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Details at hallshows.com.
I can't wait to spend some quality time with my son fishing this year, teaching him about casting, how to choose bait, set the hook, and how to be safe on the water by always wearing a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Okay, it's time to find out a day-and-a-half trip for you and a guest going on board the Cortez. Jim's going to do us the honor, find out if that's a caller or a texter. Let's do it.
We got a coin. Here we go.
Okay. Today we have a texter as the winner. So congratulations, Ted from San Diego. You are going fishing on board the Cortez at a C4 Sport Fishing. You're bringing a bro, and you're going to the PCS show. Again, reminder, that's March 7th through the 10th, coming right up.
Yeah, for sure. And Jim, thank you so much for all your knowledge and taking the time to. I know you're a busy guy, and every year you take time to come in here and talk to the people and talk about the Cortez and give that generous gift away of a open party
My
trip.
pleasure, as always. Thank you for having me.
Stoked right now.
Very good.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good.
If somebody wants to ride the Cortez, you said you're going to do 4 open party trips this year out of C4 Sport Fishing. How do we find you?
You can give me a call at 619-203-2965, and probably after March, the regular open party schedule will be up at C4, so you can give them a call at 619-224-3000. 888-535-3383.
So when you do put open party trips up, you'll have them on the website.
Yes, absolutely. We only usually
won't
put
last
them,
very long.
No, usually put them up about a month ahead of time for each one. But for the open party guys this year, we're going to try to put it out a little bit earlier.
And for charters, call you.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
all right.
We have a few open dates, not very many.
All right, so get on it.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Jim, for taking the time to do that.
Thank you.
And thank you, JP, for manning the phones and the board for us today. We appreciate him very much. And thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup website. We will be back next Saturday and Sunday. Rosie and Jeff from Cedro Sport Fishing will be here next Saturday. Your sister-in-law. And then next Sunday, Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle will be here. Don't forget the Bart Hall Show today through starting at 10 a.m. this morning at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. And we'll see you back here next Saturday and Sunday right here on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app. Have a great week.